going on, Jerome? So the 2024 NFL Draft is officially in the books, and beyond the talent of the player, it really does matter where the quarterback ends up, right? If he has to start right away, supporting cast, does he have adults coaching him? It really does matter. So I went through and took the top 7. Siete quarterbacks in the draft. So unprecedented, 6 quarterbacks in the first round. I guess 1983, but 6 in the top 12. So half of the top dozen picks were quarterbacks, which is just astounding. And this is a draft that will be studied for years after the fact. Can't wait for the 30 for 30 in 20 seasons after. They're like, oh, J.J. McCarthy won 10 Super Bowls and everyone else sucked booty. Also, I just tossed in Rattler because it's funny for me. And also, I'm very anti-Derek Carr. So there you go. But and speaking of environment, so Derek's brother David ended up number 1 overall to the Texans in 2002, coming out of Fresno State. And he got shellacked. He got schwacked. Like, I think he set the NFL record at the time for number of sacks. It was just never right after that. So going through. So all the quarterbacks, we did the pick, who the GM is, the head coach, the offensive play caller, as well as the pass catchers 1, 2, 3. So it could be a receiver, it could be a tight end, it could be whatever. Running back 1, left tackle, or for Michael Penix Jr., right tackle. Then also how is their defense generally, and also the question is, would they have to start right away? And we actually put in red because even Caleb Williams may benefit from sitting for a skosh. Now, everyone says, well, what about C.J. Stroud? C.J. Stroud is such a massive outlier that's not even funny, right? So there you go. So starting off with Caleb Williams. So 1-1, GM Ryan Poles, head coach of the IKEA toilet. Now, what's interesting is that only 2 of these quarterbacks ended up with offensive-minded head coaches in J.J. McCarthy with Kevin O'Connell and, Bo Nix with alleged offensive mind, stupid-ass Sean Payton. The rest of them are paired up with defensive coaches. And we've talked about how this is a slight on defensive coaches. I mean, it certainly can work out. I mean, Belichick was a defensive coach. Parcells was a defensive coach. Except that connection with the quarterback, I feel like Brady and Belichick is a little bit unique, because Belichick was sort of an all-encompassing coach, but I just feel like a lot of times defensive coaches just don't jive with quarterbacks, as well as if your offensive coordinator is worth 2 poops, he's likely going to get a head coaching job, so there's going to be a lot of turnover, pun intended, on the offensive play-calling side of the ball. But Williams is with Shane Waldron coming in from the Seahawks, and then pass catcher, so Keenan Allen, the great, fantastic veteran, put up like 96 catches against the Vikings last year in his game with the Chargers. DJ Moore is a stud. Rome Odunze, I like a lot. DeAndre Swift. Also Rashawn Johnson there too. Braxton Jones as left tackle. Defense, but I feel like they're rising and getting better. I mean, they took a step back last year, but they picked up Sweat. They kept Jalen Johnson, so maybe they're going to start getting things done. And maybe all the money that they spent on linebackers in Edmonds and Edwards could actually start panning out. Will they have to start right away? Yes. Jaden Daniels in Washington. So, I mean, it's an interesting spot because new ownership, new GM, new head coach, new everything. So Adam Peters, first-time GM. Dan Quinn, defensive-minded guy, but of course won like 75% of a Super Bowl. Cliff Kingsbury. I feel like Cliff's reputation precedes him. I feel like Cliff gets a lot of credit for being this offensive guru, except he hasn't really backed it up at any point in his career. And also, I feel like if Kingsbury looked like a foot, he wouldn't be getting ahead. But receivers, so I love me some Scary Terry. I think that Terry McLaurin might be the most underrated receiver in the league. Jahan Dotson from Penn State. Zach Ertz, sure. Eckler. I mean, Ertz and Eckler, woo. I mean, this would have been fantastic 8 years ago. You got Brandon Coleman, the rookie on the blind side in all likelihood, as well as, I mean, good defensively, like good defensive interior with Payne, Allen, and now Johnny Newton. Start right away? Yeah. I mean, they got Mariota. Okay. 3, May, and the Patriots. Now, this one could be problematic. So, there's been a sea change with the Patriots. Belichick, he gone. Elliott Wolf is now the GM. Gerard Mayo, head coach. And Alex Van Pelt, who Alex Van Pelt doesn't have a very good track record. But it does feel like this was the worst possible spot for Drake May to end up, because you saw what happened with him last year in North Carolina. Josh Downs is gone. Offensive line was poop. A new offense coming in, and it didn't do him any favors. And when Drake May makes mistakes, it's because he's pressing too much. He's trying to do too much, as opposed to just taking what the defense gives him. And I think that he may have to play a lot of hero ball with the Patriots, and I think that's the worst possible scenario for him. Pass catchers, you got Kendrick Bourne, sure, you got Jalen Polk, also got Javon Baker, and then also you have Hunter Henry. Sure, Ramondre Stevenson, and then also Caden Wallace, a rookie from Penn State, third-round pick, likely going to be on the blind side, unless it's going to be, I don't know. Who's the guy that Vidarian Lowe? Could be. You never know. Defense, I don't know. Probably going to start right away, even though they do have Jabroni Brisket. Penix. So Penix is super interesting because, of course, Kirk Cousins is there, but Kurt's not going to be healthy right away. And Penix is going to probably look really good in OTAs, but Terry Fontenot, Raheem Morris, first-year head coach. You almost feel like Fontenot drafted this draft to try and get fired. It's like he wants to quit, except he wants a severance, so he's just looking to get axed. Zach Robinson, but Zach Robinson runs a Kevin O'Connell-style offense. That's why Kirk Cousins will be good, please. But weapons-wise, I mean, pretty damn good. So Drake London, Darnell Mooney, Kyle Pitts is in that mix as well. Rondale Moore came over from the Cardinals. I like Rondale Moore a lot. I just feel like his talents weren't utilized in Arizona, mainly because of Cliff Kingsbury. Bajan Robinson in the backfield, and also you got a nice power back with Tyler Algier. Your blindside protector, Caleb McGarry, even though on the left side you do have Matthews, but Penix being left-handed. But, I mean, McGarry is kind of booty. Defense. I mean, the defense would have been really good if they would have added Dallas Turner at hate, except they didn't. Start right away? No, but maybe. Because depending on Kurt's Achilles. McCarthy, of course, with the Vikings, picked at 10. Kwesi, Kevin O'Connell, JJ, Addison, Hawkinson, Aaron Jones, Ty Chandler, Darius on the blind side. Flores' defense is going to be fire. Doesn't have to start right away. So, yeah, I obviously I'm biased, but even if objectively speaking, this is the best possible scenario for the big six quarterbacks or any quarterback in the draft. And frankly, maybe outside of 2017 Mahomes landing with Andy Reid and the Chiefs, this may be the best landing spot for a rookie first-round quarterback in NFL history. And that sounds hyperbolic, but then if you think about it, I don't think it is. Bo Nix taken at 12. George Payton. How does George Payton still have a job? I know that he's our boy, but come on. Stupid-ass Sean Payton. And then Cortland Sutton, who they've been trying to trade 17,000 times. Josh Reynolds came over from the Lions. Mims, hopefully in year 2, can really step up. And then running backs, you got Javonte. Also, you have Estime in the backfield. Garrett Bowles is a pretty damn solid left tackle. Defense, start right away, probably. I mean, who else is it going to be? Zach Wilson? Jarrett Stidham? No. And then Rattler. So I just threw Rattler in there because I'm very anti-Derek Carr. But 5th-round pick, Mickey Loomis, Dennis Allen, Pete Carmichael, the ageless one. So, yeah. But you do have Olave. Rashid Shaheed really stepped up nicely last year, too. Perry's in the mix. You got Kamara, but hopefully it's going to be Kendre Miller as that running back 1. So they're thinking about Fuaga flipping from right side to the left side. So we'll see what happens there because they do have Ramczyk if he's healthy on the right side. Defense is decent. Props to Dennis Allen. I mean, the defense is pretty damn respectable. Start right away? Nah. But frankly, I mean, what's the harm? Like, Derek Carr ain't it. And I said last year, like, the Saints would have a better shot if Jameis started. Same thing with Rattler. Just toss the kid out there and see what happens. But that's it. That's assessing the quarterback landing spots for the rookie QBs. Oh, and also Michael Pratt is probably going to start in Green Bay. Anyways, let's know your thoughts and our thoughts. You guys know what to do. Skull production value.